Hi everyone, we're going to state the domain of each composite function for these two functions, f of x and g of x, and we're going to do all of these. So the first one we're going to do is f of g. Well, first of all, let's just state the domain of f. So domain of f here is all real numbers, but x has to be greater than or equal to 2. Basically, you just set this to greater than or equal to 0. And then for g, it's just all real numbers. Okay, you might want to write these down when we go through the slides. So basically, the first one we're going to do is f of g. So that's going to be f of my g is 1 minus 2x. And this is going to equal square root of 1 minus 2x minus 2, which equals negative 2x minus 1. Now, this quantity in here has to be greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to add the 1 to both sides. Divide by negative 2. Remember, you have to flip that when you do that. So basically, our domain is all real numbers such that x is less than or equal to negative 1/2, right? Where are we at? Negative. I should have put a negative there. Negative 1/2. Next one is g of f. So basically my f is square root of x minus 2, and then I just input this into every x of g. Get 1 minus 2 square root of x minus 2, and we just have to look at this part and set this to be greater than or equal to 0, so x must be greater than or equal to 2. So the domain would be x such that x is greater than or equal to 2. And for f of f, that's f of x, we're going to write it as f square root of x minus 2, and then that's going to be equal to square root, or the square root of x minus 2 minus 2. Now, this whole thing inside here, again, has to be greater than or equal to 0. So basically, we have, where am I? Okay, square root of x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 2. Now we're going to add the 2 to both sides. And then we're going to square both sides. So you get, when you square both sides, oh, this should have been 0. I kept knowing something was wrong. Okay. So you already knew that, right? So basically, when you add it 2, now this will be the 2. You square both sides, you get x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 4. So x is greater than or equal to 6. So your domain is all real numbers with the restrictions that x has to be greater than or equal to 6. Okay. And the last one is g of x. So basically you have g of your g. And I'll just plug this into g again. So you have 1 minus 2 times 1 minus 2 of x, which gives you 1 minus 2 plus 4x, which equals negative 1 plus 4x, which I prefer to write as 4x minus 1. And then, since there's no fractions or square roots, we know the domain is all real numbers. Okay, thank you. The next set will be very similar, maybe a little harder. Take care and have a nice day. Bye-bye.